Hi, Jupiter Life fam. I'm just here with a little message today. You know, since Bill Cosby has been out, people are talking about abusers and abuse, and oh my God, this is devastation and this and things and that. Okay, so here's the spirituality. Okay, I'm gonna relate this in another. You know, we live in a world of humans, right? We're on Earth with humans on a planet trying to figure it out. We're all trying to figure it out, by the way. None of us have the real answers. You know, I just did a message today that talks about, having the patience and the balance and things of that nature. But the Abraham Hicks card that was pulled was about your truth being the truth, right? Our truth is the truth. Regardless of books and history written and not written, engraved and scribed and not scribed, because there is missing information in all of the information that we have. There's missing information in it, okay? People only have parts of this puzzle, of this thing that we call life. And you have to put the pieces together with what resonates with you. Now, with that being said, you know, people are talking about Bill Cosby and he got released. And, I even saw a tweet that said, the shame on the system and I feel horrible and blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, there are abusers right in your city, right in your state, right in your county, down the street from you, in your workplace, at your church, your local services, your local community service. Like, they fit in everything, just like everything else. LGBTQAIA plus. I want to, because I might miss a letter, but I'm just saying, like, they're in everything. Just like, and this is not saying that they're bad. I'm not saying that they're bad people. I'm using them as an example. It's just like how the football player came out. Well, there's always been gay people in sports. They just kept their business to themselves. As I think a lot of us really should. You should keep your intimate lifestyle to yourself until it's necessary to let someone know. And I don't mean someone as in the public. I mean the, people that you're interested in or you're around in your personal space, right? So these three cards represent us as humanity, of what we need more of. More acceptance. I am learning to accept things that I cannot change. More forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. And more service. I feel good when I can help others, right? So in looking at the Bill Cosby situation and how, it's a devastation to the people that he abused, probably so. I mean, if I was a victim of anything and then the person or people responsible for the things that I have endured in life, or because of my fear of what was instilled due to the abuse, it has stopped me from challenging myself or facing fears in areas that could probably have helped me. All of those things, right? Things that victimization builds within a person. But there are things and situations in your local community that are recent, that are happening right now, that don't take 50 to 30 years to present to a court or prosecute, where there is actual evidence, where there is actual DNA, where there is actual signs and real facts that can be presented to get someone convicted thoroughly, truly, in regards to the abuse or whatever it is that they cause to harm to another person, right? All of the things that makes the Bill Cosby thing kind of like, did he or didn't he? It doesn't matter that she says he did. Because every woman who says she's raped has not been raped. And I'm not saying this is for the Bill Cosby case, but some women do. And the TikTok trend of women crying and then not crying shows it to be true. Okay? Not just women cry wolf, men do it. Everybody has cry wolf moments. But women are better at it. I will say we are. Because we have added things in us that men do not. They don't know how to pull off it's a lot harder for them sometimes to pull off the emotional believability attached to a situation that you need to get other people to believe that this thing really happened to me. Right? So I'm saying this to say, us as humans on this thing called Earth, on this planet called Earth, and us as humans on this planet called Earth. I'm not talking about the other beings that are out and about. I'm talking about the humans. I'm not talking about animals, birds, flies, trees. Humans, the ones that can walk, talk, communicate, however it is they communicate, but they communicate to other humans. These are the three things we need more of. Accept things that you cannot change or force change onto. Forgive and acknowledge. Stop harboring resentment because it blocks the flow of love, which blocks blessings, okay? Because love is the ultimate vibration that brings in your manifestation, the things that you want, the things that you need in life to progress and go higher, right? It's part of your evolution. It's a major part of your evolution. And service. Feel good to help others. Okay, so instead of complaining about the Bill Cosby case and what this means to you or the court system, raise money for the victims, right? For them to hire better lawyers. Maybe you can call them, send them a gift, send them something soothing, send them a spa day, send them, or any rape victim or any victim of anything, of any type of behavior that is other than love, right? Or a form of love. The original prosecutor on his case was on Bill Cosby's case was never going to prosecute him. It's in the paperwork. Like, he didn't see a reason to do it. It was not just belittling to the character of Bill Cosby, but he was just like, I don't want to waste taxpayers' dollars on chasing a 50-year-old case when we have, or I don't know if it's 50-year-old or whatever, but he just didn't want to waste taxpayer dollars on chasing empty evidence on something because women are now coming clean. And here's the thing, as a taxpayer, I commend him for that. Like, don't waste the money that I give to the state, to the city, to prosecute a man on something you may not win because it's so old and there's no real evidence and it's all speculation and da-da-da-da-da. Like, I would rather him take my funds that I pay taxes in and put it into cases where we have DNA evidence, where there's video, where there is witnesses, where there is a bigger chance of actually convicting someone of a wrongful act, as opposed to the harder cases to fight. Lock them all up, throw away the key, and on some days don't serve them food. That's just how I feel about that. But to be devastated about a man who has all of this celebrity around him and acting as if he never did anything good in his community, okay? Because clearly he did. He provided employment for a lot of people. He put a lot of people through school. He has donated to thousands and millions of dollars to colleges and institutions and things of that nature. So, like, what we need to do is, I just really hate to see people bashing people for one thing possibly bad that we don't even know is really bad. Because according to their stories, most women knew if they drank the tea, they would stay in the night, you know. You go over to his house and you drink the lemonade, the tea, or whatever concoction he was serving. You might wake up with your clothes off, okay? I mean, that's the theme of the story here. You go over to his house, he's going to serve you a little something to drink, and then the next thing you know, you're naked. So if this predator or predator type behavior has a rhythm to it and the word is getting out, why are you going over there? And why are you going back? You know, and I understand being a victim and victim mentality, and you don't, you know, at the time you don't see anything wrong with it. Well, because you go to therapy now and you got it out, doesn't mean someone should be brought up against charges. What it means is you need to clear your own heart space of what happened to you. You need to clear your own mental space of what happened to you. Sometimes trauma is for you to acknowledge. Your trauma is for you to acknowledge and deal with. Doesn't always mean I got to go back and get somebody because they got to get their karma back and da-da-da-da-da. First of all, that is not your responsibility. And with the way his health is going and, you know, and a lot of the things around him, I mean, the fact that he, even if it was just for 2 years, the fact that he had to go to jail at all for, you know, cold case file is a karma. And that karma probably not only paid for that, but some other things that he has done in life. This is the thing. A lot of y'all think karma has to be exactly the way somebody dished it out. That's just not how God works, y'all. That's just not how he works. You just have to feel the repercussions of what it is that you dished out. So yeah, you might not have an income for several months because you stole money from a bunch of people. Or you might, you know, have to service in an area of your life where you would never do something for free, but now you have to do it for free. And that could have been because of something that you did. And karma continues to go. It's not just in this life. You know, people kill me. I got my karma. Did you really? How do you know you did? And because you received your karma, you think that's it? You think because you received some type of what you feel is a punishment means that you're going to not receive any type of anguish in the future? No type of discomfort in the future? Because you feel like you're doing everything well and in order. You feel like you're doing everything well and in order, but what if you're not? How do you know? Because you live well, you eat great fruits, you travel well, you have good money in the bank, and you can pay your bills. That doesn't mean you have good karma. Just means you manage life well. Just means you're disciplined in areas that other people are not disciplined in. Means that you're consistent in areas that other people are not consistent in. None of that says karma. And to be honest, all of it is karma. Everything you do is karma. Life is about reciprocity. Put out, bring in. Put out, bring in. Put out, bring in. The goal is to put out more good, receive more good. Put out more good, receive more good. Through acceptance, forgiveness, and service. Acceptance, forgiveness, and service. You're concerned about abuse and abusers? Start in your own area, your own neighborhoods, your own cities, your own states, your own counties. You know, they will tell you in politics, the best way to tackle politics and politicians is starting with your local government, your local council members, your local mayor, and your secretary of whatever in your local areas. Then you can talk about Senate, federal. But if you don't know your own local, you don't know your way through your own local branches of government, what does it help you to talk about the federal for? Do you know how the voting process works? And I'm talking about when they vote, not when we vote. When they vote on things, bills. Do you know how bills get onto the floor before they can vote on them? I hear people complain all the time about, well, they're still not doing the voting rights bill, and what happens to defunding the police, and blah, 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 blah. But they went ahead and made Juneteenth a holiday. That lady who is behind that bill, and forgive me for not knowing her name, because I should know this. This is a part of African American history. But she had been working on that bill like 50 years, okay? She's like 70-something years old. She's been working on it for more than half of her life. Before it even touched the floor, before the president even got to sign it. They will vote on a bill. They will skip a bill. They will delay a bill. They will pay to have a bill put on the floor, okay? Look up lobbyists. And I don't want to go into a rant, but I'm just seriously disturbed by people, places, and things. And people who want to self-righteously point the finger about what should happen to Bill Cosby and his life and his legacy and his fate. When, what are you doing in your own community? People always want to tackle things at the higher level, but do nothing on their own block. Like, you don't even go out and pick up trash. You litter. And I'm not saying you that's watching this video, but speaking in human terms, a lot of humans litter. Hello, we have the whole global warming thing and all of that stuff. And I know littering is a small part of it, but I'm just saying it is a part of it. You have no problems taking the paper off of the straw, putting it in your drink, and throwing the paper down. Like, I don't fear for the future. I just know, it just saddens me in periods of how we decisively choose to attack one thing without clearly seeing how we can do better in other areas. And instead of mocking or voicing our opinions over celebrity, we can actually make a mark in our immediate area. That's all. That's it. You guys continue to expand in your Jupiter. I hope that you are taking in the information that is being given to you on this channel and just, I don't want to say applying it, but dissecting it so that for your own life, because we truly can make the world a better place. We can reverse the awful environmental state that we've put this country in, that we've put this earth in. It's reversible. It's doable. We don't want to, though. We want to continue to eat and throw paper on the ground. We want to continue to do things to and for people that will not help us grow, but because we admire their artistry or whatever it is, you know, that we admire about the people that we admire. And it's just like, oh, well, you know, taking sides because someone is rich. It's just, I don't know. That's my little rant. I'm just not with the Bill Cosby bashing. You know, our government is seriously flawed in the United States of America. I mean, the fact that they could switch prosecutors and then get him prosecuted shows what happens. You know, just when somebody drops the ball or passes it. Because a lot of the times the ball isn't dropped. It's just passed.